god, this world is just going to shit.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm moving low, I got no time for face. Hold on, pay attention, it's a PSA. I'ma get it checked and up and relocate.
If someone were to walk up to me and ask me what the terrible site known as Twitter.com is, I would say it's a place where almost anyone can say almost anything. Like, to this day, it still surprises me that you can initially see people talking about politics, but in a quick click of a button, you can see people arguing about Reese's Cup and Twizzlers. Oh, and by the way, Reese's Cups are better by far, don't fucking at me. Anyways, this is essentially a place where people can express any opinions of theirs, may it be toxic or not. So naturally, communities will be formed due to others having a common interest. And most of the time, communities can be a really good thing. As an example, I'm a part of the commentary community. Even if there's a group of people that really bring this community down, for me, being a part of this has been a really positive experience. Without this community, I probably would have never met amazing people like Techno, ItsBunaye, GamerTrash14, and many, many more. However, to say that all Twitter communities are exactly like this, where everything is mostly positive, would be an absolute lie. There are communities out here with the sole purpose of canceling bigger creators, backstabbing others to become internet famous, and probably the worst of all, sexting random minors. In fact, this last community is so terrible that about a half a year ago, a YouTuber by the name of Jessix made a video discussing what is now known as not safe for work Twitter. In that video, she explained how kids between ages 15 and 18 would show off what they're into and would try to hook up with other minors. The video goes into good detail by showing how disgusting these messages can really get. But between the exposing of these gross tweets and the obvious dislike bomb by these kids, I paid no attention to this and moved on with my life. That is, until I started to get these accounts thrown my way on Twitter. In early March, I saw a 14-year-old child showing off his face, name, and his fucking kinks so he can try to find mutuals to sext with. For obvious reasons, I was pretty disgusted to see this tweet, so myself and a couple others decided to express our distaste towards this tweet. And because we did that, we were met with other members of that community getting pissed at us for exposing them. So for that reason alone, I thought it was absolutely necessary to show this god-awful community in a video for the hopes of this type of shit to not happen anymore online. Minors really should not be sexting on any platform when they are under the age. These are literal children who are so vulnerable to being exposed by predators with the actions that they are doing. And I'm not alone on this opinion either, as 8 other YouTubers volunteered to be a part of this video. So without further ado, join me as we take a look on what they have to say about not safe for work Twitter.
Alright, hi, I'm Mikkel, and thanks to TardyCast for letting me be here. Today, we're going to talk about minors on NSFW Twitter. Alright, so I have an account here, and it might just be me, but why do you want to be publicly known as the 14-year-old who tweets about being horny all the time? I mean, you're pretty much just pandering to pedophiles when you're 14 and tweeting, "I'm horny. Oh wow, I came again. That was quick." Why are you doing this when you're 14? Not only is it disgusting that 14-year-olds are making these kind of tweets, but they also retweet the most cringy shit ever. Let's play fight until you're on top of me, and then we can make out until I get so needy that you fuck me just to shut me up. You're so cute. Okay. Fuck off. You also got some banger tweets as, "How the fuck am I horny at 2 PM? Bruh, good night. I want to be fucked. I'm so horny." Smiley face or a happy face, I don't fucking know. "Killing myself. I was getting off and I was so close, and then my sister popped out of nowhere talking to me. Good night. Woke up horny. Goodbye." I don't really have much to say about this topic other than why? Why are you tweeting? Why are you pandering to pedophiles? I wouldn't care at all if you were 18 or something, but when you're 14, you can't even buy energy drinks in certain countries, and yet you tweet shit like this. You're fucking 14, why?
Yo, what is up guys? My name is GamerTrash14. Big thanks to TiredCast for featuring me on his channel, but let's get into the video. If you've been on Twitter for a little bit, you've probably seen a couple of accounts made for something called NSFW Twitter. If you don't know what this means, NSFW basically means stuff you wouldn't have in a controlled environment like your job or someplace like that. Even though NSFW Twitter is supposed to be for adults, there is a large amount of minors that are on there for pretty much no reason. And Tiredcast and I have encountered this one account, and that's who I'm going to be talking about. For privacy reasons, this account's and their name is going to be blocked, so if you happen to find this account on Twitter, please do not go harass them. That is not what either of us want. Alright, so here is this person's pinned post, and it looks innocent enough until you start reading it. Hi, my name's blank, 14, all pronouns plus bun/bun self, switch no lean, hard and soft kinks. That's where you have a problem with this. You are 14 years old. You can't be talking about how you have kinks. Actually, you can't have kinks anyway. You're 14 years old. Okay, so I want you to just keep in mind that she's 14 years old and she's talking about having kinks. I want you to keep that in mind while I pull up the next screenshot. This says, LOL, imagine interacting with a minor and make fun of them with your low-life ass friends just to have fun. First of all, you do not get to pull the minor card. You were just talking sexual in your pinned post. You were just talking about having hard and soft kinks. You do not get to pull the minor card. Secondly, just because you're a minor doesn't mean that you're not gonna get called out on Twitter. It's social media. You're gonna get called out. I had a small interaction with this account, and afterwards they privated, so I see this as an absolute win, but basically all that happened was I asked my Twitter followers to give me a couple of screenshots of the same account that we were looking at so I can make an entire video about it. She quote tweeted my tweet saying, "You're trying to spread negativity to people you know nothing about. You know nothing about our past or who we are. If you needed some ideas for your whack-ass YouTube channel, just say that, love. If this was a problem, then go cry about it. Also, don't you use any pronouns." Okay, so there are a bunch of things wrong with this tweet, so I'm gonna go by it one by one. First of all, you say that I'm trying to spread negativity to people that I don't know anything about. That is not true. If I really wanted to spread negativity, I would have told all of my Twitter followers to go after your account and start bullying you. That's not what I want. Secondly, you say I know nothing about y'all or y'all's past, yet for some of y'all accounts, there are tweets under the pinned tweet saying that you guys use your kinks at an early age to cope with sexual abuse and things like that. Which those tweets is, number one, if those are true, you are giving us glimpses into your past, so we kind of do know what happened to your past since you're telling us. And secondly, if it's not true, it's kind of a bad way to gain sympathy because you're trying to use your sexual kinks to cope with sexual abuse, which doesn't make sense. Thirdly, you say I use any pronouns, which is true, but the problem is you cannot use that as your argument against me. Just because I use any pronouns does not put me in the same light as you. I'm not the one who's on NSFW Twitter when you clearly stated that you are a minor, so I don't think you have room to speak. Also, going back on the negativity thing, I'm not trying to spread negativity. I'm just stating that minors should not be on NSFW Twitter when NSFW clearly means 18 and up. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of my part. I apologize if this turned into like a little bit of a rant. This kind of heated me a little bit just because of what they said, which it probably shouldn't have, but that's not the case. Once again, thank you to Tiredcast for featuring me on his channel. If you want to, you can go subscribe to me at GamerTrash14. I'm really close to 200 subs, and I would appreciate it if you helped me get there, but that's going to be it for my part.
Yo, what's up guys? My name is Fee for Dreams, or just Dreams for short, and I just want to give a big thanks to Tiredcast for letting me be a part of this video. You see, when Tiredcast hit me up and told me that we were going to be talking about minors in NSFW, I think it's fair to say I was pretty excited, because I didn't have any video ideas at the time, is what I meant. What did you guys think I was talking about? Alright, so I'm sure that Tiredcast already gave you guys like the rundown to what this is about, so I'm going to be going over someone who really should not be involved in this community on Twitter because they are 15 and they are saying some really weird stuff. Not even stuff that just like 15-year-olds shouldn't be saying, stuff that no one should be fucking saying. Just wait and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So here we have an introduction and she says, hey, I don't even know what I'm gonna say for her name, but freaking person, and I'm happy to see you here. You shouldn't be. I guarantee you there's like a million 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old men, people of all ages that really shouldn't be viewing this Twitter page, and they're probably viewing it. They're probably having a pretty good time viewing this shit. Dude, I don't understand the mentality of these kids. I mean, I get they're kids, so, like, they're likely to not be the brightest, but, like, fuck, man? I don't get it. Why are you posting this shit? So here is her introduction. She says she's 15, she loves cuddles, she's pansexual, might want to keep an eye on this bitch in the kitchen. If you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't trust her. She's shown on this Twitter page that she can be a little unpredictable, I'd say. She says she's a Switch sub, soft and hard kinks, 15 to 18. That's illegal. You're 15. You can't be with an 18-year-old or anyone over that. I love swimsuits and gymnastics and a bunch of other shit that's kind of irrelevant. But she starts to get pretty intense right off the bat. She says, one of her tweets that I found on her page, she says, "We go into public with me." We go into public with me. I can't read this shit, man. I'm fucking dying. We go into public with me wearing a short skirt. I can't read that. Like, as me fucking saying that without, like, dude, I can't read this shit as myself without fucking dying. I mean, you can get the gist from reading it. She says, that you go out to dinner, the whole time you're there, that happens for some reason. The whole dinner. I don't know if she's ever been out to dinner, but they tend to last like at least 45 minutes. Jesus Christ, that's a while for that to be going on, especially in public, dude. Like, how the fuck would people not notice? She says, just as you were finishing up your food, I'm not gonna read that. And as the waiter came over, he asked you, would you like some dessert? But you say, no thanks, I already had mine. You say, while licking that. Fucking Christ, man. You're 15. Why are you even thinking thoughts like this? Don't you have some Barbie dolls to play with or some shit? Or Hot Wheels if you're into more traditionally masculine things. I don't really care about gender roles. You don't have to play with Barbies. But my point is, you're a fucking child. What are you doing? Here we have a tweet from one of her friends. She says, just stole a blade that's 12 centimeters or something, and the blade is wet. Damn. Not sure why. I don't understand the thought process of anything that comes out of these fucking kids' mouths. But apparently the blade's wet. And she says, I want to see. And then her friend posts a picture of the blade. It's just like a little razor blade out of a box cutter or something. And she says, "Milady, now get that out of your hand." Takes it out of your hand and kisses your hand. And then she has a picture of, I think it's Link from Legend of Zelda. I've never played any of the Zelda games or whatever you call them. But it's Link kissing someone's hand. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so fucking cringe, dude. So she tells her friend to take it out of her hand. And her friend goes, I can't. I'm not sure what happened at the end there. I don't know if it's fucking glued. Like, what's the issue here? So our girl, the main one that we've been talking about, responds and says, "Be a good girl and get rid off that. And after me and you can cuddle." And then another picture of Link. Why these fucking pictures, man? I don't understand. And I lost our friend's response. I don't know where the picture went, but she said like okay or something. And then the main girl that we've been talking about says good girl, smiling. And then this like picture of Link that's drawn and colored in like so. I'm not gonna roast people's art because they put time into it, but fuck, man, it's just, I can't help but fucking die of laughter whenever I see any of this shit. This is so weird. Like, who talks like this? Especially in a public place. Like, if you're gonna be weird, at least keep it in private or some shit. Keep it in the DMs, like, fuck. So here's another tweet. She says, okay, once again, sending a vid to every person in my DMs. And this random dude comes out of nowhere and says, ooh, I'd like one. Keep in mind this girl's 15. Let's see how our boy's doing. Let's see how old he is. Ooh, yeah, that's fucking illegal. You're gonna go to jail. Why are you 18 and you're asking for vids from a 15-year-old that is shown publicly that she is I don't even know what the word is. I guess the word is suggestive. Like, you can tell what type of vid she's talking about in this tweet. So here we have another tweet. She starts it off by saying the word need. So I guess this is something that she really needs in her life. After you... Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna read another word of any of that shit. You can pause the video and read it if you want, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm pretty sure the FBI is gonna break down my fucking door if I even attempt to read what this 15-year-old posted on Twitter. I don't get, this is a public place. This is Twitter. You have a public profile. Anyone can see this. What is your thought process? Why do you think that this shit is okay? That's so fucking, like, insane. I don't get it, dude. So next up, it looks like she's gonna be pulling out the big guns, and the big guns being the most cringiest thing I've ever seen posted on Twitter. It makes me, like, physically cringe. I'm not saying this, oh, this is cringy, man. I'm talking, I shiver, goosebumps run up my fucking spine when I read this shit. She says, should I let my dog lick? Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. I'm not. I really hate this. I'm in borderline physical pain from this. A tired cast, why did you have this idea, man? I hate this shit so much. She says, should she video that? Yes or no? And some dude says, yeah, video it. With the eyeballs emoji, meaning obviously he wants to see. And she says, can video it. Why? Don't do that. That's fucking illegal. So that's one thing talking about it and saying like she has the idea to do that. It's a whole nother thing to admit to the fact that it's almost happening. Here she says, my dog keeps trying to lick that. Why the fuck are you even near your dog when you're doing that? What the fuck? Why? That's so like, that is an animal. That's an innocent little animal. What the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, it's like Whitney, Wisconsin all over again. Where is Leafy when you need him, man? Another thing with these NSFW Twitter profiles is a bunch of like 15 and 16-year-olds saying that they're into CNC. And if you don't know what CNC is, it stands for consensual non-consent, which basically means they consent to an activity where both people treat that activity that they're doing together as if they're not consenting, which is basically if they were to reenact as if one person is, I can't say the word, but forcibly doing something, like against their will. They're reenacting that, like they're consenting to it. They want someone to I can't say the fucking word, but you get what I'm saying, that they're wanting to do. They're 15. Why the fuck do they even know what that means? I didn't even know what that meant, dude. I had to Google this shit. I had to pull up a goddamn thesaurus or an encyclopedia or something. I looked through every book, every type of dictionary, mostly Urban Dictionary, because they're just making up shit at this point. But my one thing to say about this is, how are you into consensual non-consent? You're underage. You can't consent in the fucking first place. And with that being said, my name is Fee for Dreams, or just Dreams. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you want to. If you don't want to, I'll just go cry or some shit. I'm definitely already feeling like it after recording this shit. But yeah, I want to give a big thanks to Tired Guys for letting me be a part of this video. I really appreciate the opportunity, but the pain that I just went through, I don't know if it was worth it, honestly. Fuck. Because honestly, it really feels like I'm putting my will to live through the ringer after this. And with that being said, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching my part. See you guys later. Peace.
Hi guys, Celestial Vampire here, and before I start my part of this video, I would like to give a thanks to Tiredcast for allowing me to be part of this video. I am so excited to read all these things. Let's just get this over with fast. Our first tweet starts out with, new to Not Safe for Work Twitter, just telling us what their page is about. The next part is, friends can use. That's pretty normal, just telling people what your name is so that they can talk to you in your replies. This next part says 15. This means that they're a minor posting not safe for work things on Twitter, also called Pedo's Paradise. Maybe they just meant like gore or like blood and stuff. I'm sure that's what they meant. Well, that's enough of that tweet. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, ugh. They're definitely the other type of not safe for work. I don't want to read this one for fear of it getting taken out of context, but let's just say they have a foot fetish. Oh my god, as a person with long hair, I'm offended and flattered. Oh my god, I can't say that on YouTube. Oh, ah. Ah! Before I take a bath and bleach to clean myself from these dirty, dirty tweets, I would just like to educate you. If you see one of these accounts, please report it. And to the owner of this account, I give you some more knowledge. 9 out of 10 influencers are probably never gonna get any money out of this, and most of them do it for fun. Unless you think this stuff is fun, then you shouldn't be doing it. You already know that weird people look at this stuff, and that's why you made this. But did you know that future employers will probably look back at all your things that you did? Good luck getting a job.
Hi, I'm Nice1 SFWTWT. 15, any pronouns, bisexual no lean, sub plus soft and hard kinks. Like/retweets be moods. I fucking hate that word, bro. So this entry is a little bit tamer than some we've seen. I mean, for one, it doesn't have a child list and has specific kinks in the comments. I mean, like, actually, what the fuck are half of these? But, you know, it's still not good. It definitely goes without saying, but someone saying they're 15 and a sub in the same tweet is rather nauseating. You know, I think the lolly anime character really just ties this whole tweet together. But it does get a little bit more disturbing when you check that profile and see tweets like, "Don't let me say no, use me to your fullest extent." Bro, what the fuck? I mean, say what you want about rape kinks, but it's creepier in my opinion when it's from someone who can't consent at all. It's also a little bit worrying when you have people in replies just playing along. They also made jokes about how horny they are, which, like, that's cool or whatever, but just nobody asked. Anyway, it goes without saying, but this is fucked up. The account covering literally gay followers as I was writing this script, showing that the quote-unquote NSFW/TWT community is definitely active and doesn't mind children. Although a lot of these underage accounts have over 18s do not interact, that's all well and good, but realistically there's absolutely no way to check. And when people are encouraging tweets like, "Don't let me say no, use me to your fullest extent," it slowly normalizes this behavior. I mean, some of these accounts could well just be satire, and a lot probably are, but a lot are probably real children, so I do just want to reiterate, if you see these people, please do not go and harass them. Anyway, I don't want to take up more time than I have to. I've been Hahaya, and I just want to say thank you to Tiredcast for letting me on the video.
I really don't think I'll ever be able to accept the fact that some kids are out on Twitter posting NSFW stuff. Like, what the fuck goes through their minds to think posting these things is okay? If they were 18, sure, but these motherfuckers are underage. And Twitter's doing absolutely nothing to combat it. You've got this kid who is goddamn 14 and doing NSFW stuff publicly on Twitter. Honestly, this at the end of the day has got to be down to parents simply not paying enough attention to their kids to the point they don't check anything their kids do online. From what I've seen, the age in this community ranges from around 14 to 17, which is extremely disturbing to see. You've either got to be in a really dark place to get sucked into these communities, or just really desperate for a sugar daddy. However, there's people straight up asking for 15 to 17 year olds to DM them NSFW images of themselves, which is utterly vile. Why has Twitter seemingly not done anything to combat these disgusting people? It's not at all hard to find this quote unquote community. All you have to do is search up NSFW 15, so there's no reason as to why Twitter wouldn't have already noticed this, and the entire community should 100% be shut down by Twitter, but sadly with Twitter's history, I doubt that'll happen.
Okay, let's get ready to be put on an FBI watch list, shall we? Alexa, put 1 bottle of Clorox, 12 foot of rope and a stool on next day shipping. Now, I've been very vocal about the idea of publicising sexual activities where minors can easily find it. Twitch! Although, let's not pretend that Twitter's any better, because, oh my god, it is so much worse. Compared to Twitter, where it's just right there in front of you and next to the special discount for their OnlyFans. So absolutely, Twitter should be doing something about this, but I get introduced to the concept that apparently minors are partaking in NSFW stuff as well. Oh boy, this is going to be fun to search. I can just hear the comments already. It is somewhat concerning finding easily accessible NSFW pages of people literally half my age. So going on to our first person, whose name and faces will be blurred out for safety reasons, because we don't want anyone seeing this, to be honest, who is 14. If you're under 13 and over 18, then do not enter, which is a foolproof way to stop perverts going onto your profile. Consider themselves bisexual, submissive, into soft and hard kinks, and not new to NSF Twitter. Which is a big surprise to me, because I always thought that I was quite early on discovering the things that I'm into about 16, 17, just to find out I am way behind the curve. Gen Z, speedrunning mental health issues. with her interests being praise kink, size kinks, overstimulation, thyroiding, breeding kinks, sensory deprivation, finger sucking, BDSM, somophilia, oral sex, face riding, choking, name calling, cirkinks, and more to be announced. At 14 years old, third base seemed like a wild concept, but these motherfuckers are out here getting turned on the idea of having someone have sex with you whilst you're unconscious. At 28, the idea of fucking someone whilst they're asleep seems a little bit too spicy for me. Although maybe that has something to do with the fact that I'm a white man and anything I do is considered a crime against humanity. To which this individual retweeted the concept of normalising e-sex without having to send lewds and nudes. I'm horny, not confident. Can we at least take a moment to appreciate that there is at least some boundaries to these people and they're not openly wanting to, you know, create and share CP. And here she is fantasising about breeding. Madam, it was not too long ago that your mother was bred. Give it some fucking time, will ya? Moving on. Now, in the interest of gender equality, here's someone who assigns himself as male, who's again 14, considers himself a switch with dom tendencies. You're not even old enough to play all the games on a Nintendo Switch. What the fuck are you doing out here? Bisexual, soft and hard kinks, because of course. Under 13s and over 16s do not interact. Yes, because we all know it's impossible to impersonate a kid on the internet. It's not like there's been a whole TV show based around the idea of impersonating children to get older individuals to interact and sext and exchange nudes, and once they get to the house of the place where they think the kid is going to be, and then a big old guy with the old grey hair just starts condemning them before the police just jump on them and start breaking names and kicking ass. Well, this dude's into stuff like forcing your sub to watch you get off, telling them they're too pathetic to handle you, not letting them touch themselves, watching them squirm and whine as you get closer. Here's a question for you that's not age related. At what point does just toxic, abusive relationships go past it being considered a kink? And what actually differentiates the two? Like, you can say all of the worst horrible things, you can do some of the worst horrible things to a person, but it's okay if they get off to it? I'll add asking me and who to "it's not gonna fit, it hurts, please stop" in quotations. Do you think I care, you stupid whore, saying all that while your holes are dripping wet like a slut? Ah, great, growing up kids to be interested in consensual non-consent. And you know everyone's just going to avoid the concept of these kids getting these ideas built up over and over and over online, and just immediately say, "Oh, we can't trust men because all men are potential rapists." Here's a novel idea. Teach your kids that this sort of stuff is not healthy. And that's the problem about not having definitive lines on what's okay and what's not, because if we have stuff like consensual non-consent and sick individuals gets fantasizes with that, push it over to be non-consensual non-consent. If you push that line one way, you're kink shaming. If you leave it to go this way, you're allowing rape culture. Sadly, you gotta upset someone, because you might be the smart individual who can tell the difference, but you're not the majority. There's a lot of fucking idiots out there. And I also wanted to show this juxtaposition of this teenager on his Not Safe Work Twitter specific profile, as he goes ahead and shows all the grades he got at school. Oh baby, yeah, you're turning me on so much, but tell me, what was your pass rate in middle term algebra? And the final one we'll talk about before I consider having a toaster bath is... See, I can't say their name for obvious reasons. Let me just imply that this 14-year-old's name has something to do about being a slut for someone, who is a little new to Not Safe for Work, considers himself they, them, is 14, but 15 in April, so you know, that makes it... Nope, that doesn't actually make it any better. And again, 18 above, do not interact. Curses, foiled again. And here's some pics of me, so... You see, I can understand being ambiguous online, and if you're a bit of a kinky person or you're starting to get a sexual awakening, I can understand sort of like having a bit of anonymity and sort of trying to discover things you're into. I get that, okay? I don't want this to be like, oh no, you cannot discover the sexes before you're 18. But when you're like, yeah, I wanna start talking dirty, I wanna start doing the most depraved of actions. Oh, by the way, here's a picture of me just to really emphasize that I'm actually under the age of 16, because again, blowing the pictures, but let's just put it that they are, they look their age. So all of your privacy and safety is just gone for sick fucks on the internet, so easily able to find this. And speaking of intimacy, talking about how you were getting off, oh god, what am I even talking about this? And being close with your sister then popping up out of nowhere to talk to you. I mean, even as an adult, why would I need to know this? This profile was probably the biggest of TMI, because the others were getting fascinated about certain kinks and stuff which were incredibly spicy, but this one's just out here saying that she is H-word, telling about how she's going to get off, and then talks about how many times that she did. Like, why? But it's okay, because the person who's dealing with underage sexual activities has a hard line about incest. At least we've found the line. Incest bad, consensual non-consent of underage individuals okay, but incest bad. And by the way, that's not me impersonating the Deep South, funnily enough. I'm not a fan of incest either. Well, Tiredcast, I'll hand this back to you whilst I try to explain to MI5 what the fuck I've been doing for the last 24 hours. I'm hoping that if I say it's for a YouTube video, they won't give me a rectal cavity search.
And just like that, everyone has said their piece regarding the not safe for work Twitter community. If you hadn't noticed, all usernames and pictures were censored throughout this video. So with that being said, please do not harass any child mentioned in this video. We want this disgusting behavior to become non-existent, not the fucking children. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to the ones who volunteered to be a part of this video. Big shout out goes to Pugapilar, Big Cock Podcast, ARZ, and Noxlish. Even though they didn't make it into this video, they deserve some recognition for trying. Anyways, it's been Tiredcast, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.